What's going on, everyone? My name is John, and I am a filmmaker slash creator and your host for Make Limited Podcast, where we talk about how to change our circumstances when life happens. In other words, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Today, we're talking about the impossible, a new perspective towards the possible. What's going on, everyone? Welcome once again. I am so glad that you're here today. I'm super pumped to talk to you about an amazing, I believe, an epiphany, something that just a refresher, a reminder of what the impossible really looks like in the perspective that I'm going to give you today. And there's just something about trying to reach the impossible. I'm pretty sure, the number one question I would ask you right now in this moment: has there been anything, any goal, you had a dream, you had a vision, you had something that you wanted to do and you wanted to reach it, but when you thought about it, it just seemed impossible to reach? I'm pretty sure we've all had certain goals, right? Whether it have been, sports, whether it have been a job, whether it have been, just trying to accomplish and being productive in the day, trying to, every day do a little bit more for your job or for yourself, exercise, we want to look a certain way. We all have this goal in mind that we want. We're all trying to reach it. And at points, it seems impossible to do it. I've had this situation many times in my life until today. Even until today, I have this impossible choice that I want to reach. Because every time that I reach a dream, I reach a goal, I accomplish something, I always see back and I'm like, wow, I came this far. I want to know how far further I could get, right? And so, in all those places, what I've realized, and I've come to a conclusion that there is something about the impossible that we probably don't see due to the fact that we are looking at the impossibility of reaching something. And in so many cases, I believe we've done this more than once. And I was thinking about this morning, and I've been thinking about this for a very long time of the impossible. Why is the impossible impossible? How come when we don't think about certain situations, it becomes the possibility of just happening, right? Instead of like being, so crazy about why can I do this? Instead of saying I can do this, right? It's just because it becomes impossible. And so, right now in this moment, I'm going to give you that answer that I believe we've all been waiting for. Alright, guys, so here it is, okay? With no further ado, let's talk about what is this impossible? What is the new perspective that we want you to understand, we want you to hear, we want you to listen, to take into heart? And it's very simple. Very simple. Here it is. I wrote it down because I wanted to tell you word for word exactly what I was thinking about and what was going through my mind through all these processes that we keep repeating every single time in our lives. Every single time we have something that we want to reach, something that we want to go for, whether it be a small process or whether it be a very long process. But we have this idea that we can reach something, but there are certain obstacles that hold us back from reaching it, or not even hold us back. There's certain obstacles that we're going to have to go through to get there. So let me tell you right now, because I know you've been waiting, you're excited, you're ready for this. So I'm going to tell you. Here we go. Are you ready? Here it is. Doing the impossible was never about beating our outcomes or challenges. It was about overcoming ourselves, our doubts, our fears, our emotions, circumstances to get to where we saw who we wanted to be. That is the impossible. Now, let me say it again so that you can hear what I'm saying, okay? First, I need you to listen, which was the first time. Now you need to hear what I got to say to you. Doing the impossible was never about beating our outcomes or challenges. It was about overcoming ourselves, our doubts, our fears, emotions, and circumstances to get to where we saw who we wanted to be. You see, this is the point here. It was never, when we're trying to reach the impossible, it was never trying to go through the things that we're going to go through. Do you understand? Let's say, for example, career-wise, I always say this because I think this is one of the most things that young people face when they're getting in high school or when they're even in high school. They're thinking about their college careers and thinking about everything that happens in that, and it's a goal, right? You want to pass high school, you want to pass college, and then you want to get into a job. But that is all a process. But that is not the challenge that you're going to face when you're trying to reach the impossible. Many people think that it is the obstacles that you're going to overcome, that it is the challenges that you're going to, beat, and you're going to be able to be greater and better because of it. But the real thing is, the real reason that impossible becomes possible is because it is overcoming ourselves. It is overcoming, again, our doubts, our fears, our emotions, our circumstances, what's around us. It's literally overcoming ourselves, us, who we are as humans, our thought process, the people that are around us, the places that we live. It's overcoming those situations because that's what we take with us when we go into a different location, or we go to a different university, a different job, a different, whether it be a family, whatever circumstance you're in that you're trying to overcome, that you're trying to reach a goal, or just, maybe your New Year's resolution. The process is not going to be what you go through that year. The process is going to be how you react and what you go through in terms of your belief, your doubts, your fears, emotions, and circumstances. And how do you manage yourself through those things to go through what you want to do? Because it's very simple. It's a very simple concept. You get up, you take action, and then you see your dream manifest. That's how simple it is. But the challenges don't come through, trying to get there, or creating networks or creating this. No, the challenges come from your own mind. That's what you're overcoming. You're overcoming yourself. The impossible is you, and you're trying to put yourself into the possible to reach what you have to do. That's when you meet some people that have reached and have gotten, to the point of success, anything that they do is just an idea. And the only thing they have to really do to accomplish that idea is put it down on paper and make it happen. Why? Because they have reached a point of knowing that success is not about facing the challenges that are ahead of you, right? Getting legal papers, getting all this stuff, because you have to get those things, right? If you want to start a business, you gotta, get certain stuff that are legal so that you can start your business and sell and have customers. But the process where you go through it is how you think, the fears that you face, the doubt that you get when you're trying to do something. That is trying to do the impossible. When you believe that you can do it, but then you have fear that you may not succeed. That's what you're doing. That's what you're beating. That's what you're overcoming. That's your outcome. That's your challenge. Because you're trying to beat yourself. You're trying to overcome yourself to reach a certain goal. And that right there is a mind blowing revelation, epiphany, what you will call it. But this is what I wanted to share with you today. Because it was something that for me has opened my eyes to something new, something great, something that I know will help you in these years and years to come. And it's going to be crucial for you in 2021 as it was in 2020 and years as the years keep going. It's going to be crucial because the main thing that we're going to face is ourselves. You know, our greed, our wants, our desires. I mean, it's all in us and what we do with it. You know, whether we choose to do good with our lives, we choose to do bad. It's all up to us. We're the ones who go through it. We're the ones who face it. We're the ones who discuss things about certain situations. I mean, we've created our world here on Earth. We've, set standards. We set laws. We set rules to how to live in this world. So ultimately, we have the power. We have the choice, the decision to really stand and do what we need to do. And that's the most important part, I believe, in our lives. Reaching the impossible just became possible for you because now you know that it's not what you're going into and going through to get to the other side, but it is how you think in your mind, how you perform that matters, because that is the impossible. The impossible is reaching over and overcoming yourself to be possible. And once you figure that out, once you taste it, you're going to know and you're going to see that anything that you want to do is possible. Anything. Because the challenge is us. The challenge is trying to overcome what we believe, what we, even if we believe in ourselves, we have to overcome and beat that, because that's the impossible. So, again, let me read to you what I told you in the beginning, and is doing the impossible was never about beating our outcomes or challenges. It was about overcoming ourselves, our doubts, fears, emotions, circumstances, to get to where we saw who we wanted to be. And the reason why I use the word saw is because it's past tense. Okay? I want you to understand this one because this is really key. Saw. There's things that when we think about the process of doing something, it has already been done in our mind. Is that mind-blowing? I know it is. It has already been done in our mind. That is powerful. That is the most powerful thing that I have ever heard in my life. It has already been done in your mind. Whatever you're thinking about, if you want to succeed, if you want to become something, it has already become. That's what you have already become, that person. The part is the manifesting, right? From bringing it from your idea into paper, into actuality, is the process. That's why when you think about something, that is more powerful than when you actually say something. Because when you're saying something, you are building that manifestation in your life. Okay? It's like construction. The person already had the idea of how the building is going to look. Right? Then they put it down on paper, hire people to do the job, and then the job is done and the building is there. But it had to be seen first before it could ever be constructed. And that's the same way our thought process works. Our thought process comes from a place where it is a reality in our minds. It is a process of conscious that we create. And in turn, it is up to us to put that out there. So when you think of yourself, right, as you think of yourself as not successful, you're not making it, you have already seen yourself in the future of what you're going to become. Yeah, that is powerful. That is powerful, my friend. So when you see yourself right now and you already think that your goal is impossible, your goal is impossible. But if you start turning your perspective to yourself and knowing that you are possible, that you believe this, that you know you can accomplish this, then it becomes something possible. But you have to manifest it first. You have to think about the process. And that's why I say saw. Because it is a word that I use as past tense, because if you can see it before it even happens, you can do it. It is a powerful thing that is done. If you can see it before it happens, it has already been done. The process is there. The manifestation is to take place. And that is our job, to make it a reality. It's our job to do the research. It's our job to go out there and really push, do all those things. But again, the impossible is going to be our thought process, our fears, our doubts. That's the impossible. That's what makes life and goals impossible. So the process is overcoming ourselves and overcoming the impossible that is ourselves. We can become a roadblock to our own dreams and visions and ideas by doubt, by fear, by the circumstances that are around us, but just emotion. I completely enjoy my emotions. When there's, I'm seeing a comedy show or I'm seeing a comedian or something, I enjoy the process of laughing. It is my medicine. I love to laugh. I enjoy laughing. I enjoy the jokes. I enjoy all that process. But I also know that my emotions and myself, I have to know how to manage them. I have to know how to, when I feel a certain way because I feel doubtful or fearful and my emotions want to come out, I need to know that I can hold back my emotions, control my situation, know what I'm facing, and correct my emotion to what I want it to be. Because at any point, I feel that the strongest things about our lives as humans is having self-control. That is one of the strongest things I believe as humans we have. It's not our strengths, not our intelligence, not our what we learn or what we know. It is our self-control. And that right there is one of the most powerful things as humans that will move us forward in our lives. So with that, I leave you to tell you that the impossible is not what you're trying to reach, the goal. The impossible is you. But in the process of that, what you're facing in that goal and that circumstance, it's going to be your thought process, your doubt, your fear, and your emotions are going to be the impossible. And in order to beat that impossible, you need to have self-control. You need to see it before it happens. Write it down, take action, and manifest it. Simple, but yet one of the most powerful lessons that I have learned in my life. And I hope that it is inspiring and it is motivating for you to go out there and know that it is not what you are setting your goal that is impossible to reach. However big your dream is, however big your goals are in your life to reach, or even in this year, know that impossible is not that, but it is you, and you need to overcome that to make things possible. So again, you are not, when you're setting goals, see yourself not as what impossibility is, but as how you want to see yourself in that area and manifest it. So, guys, I'm your host, John, with Make Limited Podcast, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.